Hello boys and girls, how are you today? We're going to be reading a book called Rainbow Fish. This book is written by Marcus Pfister, and the reason that we're going to be reading this book today is because it's going to be focusing on one of the 7 habits that we've been looking at for this month, which is the habit called win-win. As I read through the book, I want you to think about what it means to have a win-win solution and see if you can figure out how that's going on in this book. The Rainbow Fish.
The Rainbow Fish by Marcus Pfister. A long way out in the deep blue sea there lived a fish, but not just an ordinary fish, the most beautiful fish in the entire ocean. His scales were every shade of blue and green and purple, with sparkling silver scales among them. It's beautiful. The other fish were amazed at his beauty. They called him Rainbow Fish. "Hey, come on, Rainbow Fish," they would call. "Come and play with us." But the Rainbow Fish would just glide past, proud and silent, letting his scales shimmer. One day, a little blue fish followed after him. "Rainbow Fish," he called, "wait for me. Please, give me one of your shiny scales. They are so wonderful, and you have so many." "You want me to give you one of my special scales? What do you think you are?" cried the Rainbow Fish. "Get away from me!" Shocked, the little blue fish swam away. He was so upset. He told all his friends what had happened. From then on, no one would have anything to do with the Rainbow Fish. They turned away when he swam by. What good were the dazzling, shimmering scales with no one to admire them? Now he was the loneliest fish in the entire ocean. One day he poured his troubles out to a starfish. "I really am beautiful. Why doesn't anybody like me?" "I can't answer that for you," said the starfish, "but if you go beyond the coral reef to a deep cave, you will find a wise octopus, and maybe she can help you." The rainbow fish found the cave. It was very dark inside, and he couldn't see anything. Then, suddenly, 2 eyes caught him in their glare, and the octopus emerged from the darkness. "I have been waiting for you," said the octopus with a deep voice. "The waves have told me your story, and this is my advice. Give a glittering scale to each of the other fish, and you will no longer be the most beautiful fish in the sea, but you will discover how to be happy." "I can't," the rainbow fish started to say, but the octopus had already disappeared into a cloud of ink. "Give away my scales? My beautiful shining scales? Never! How could I ever be happy without them?" And suddenly he felt the light touch of a fin. The little blue fish, he was back. "Rainbow Fish, please don't be angry. I just want one little scale." The rainbow fish wavered. "Only one very, very small shimmering scale," he thought. "Maybe just one, and I wouldn't miss just one." Carefully, the rainbow fish pulled out the smallest scale and gave it to the little fish. "Oh, thank you very much," the little blue fish bubbled playfully as he tucked the shiny scale in among the blue ones. A rather peculiar feeling came over the rainbow fish. For a long time he watched the little blue fish swim back and forth with his new scale glittering in the water. The little blue fish whizzed through the ocean with his scale flashing, so it didn't take long before the rainbow fish was surrounded by the other fish. Everyone wanted a glittering scale. The rainbow fish shared his scales left and right, and the more he gave away, the more delighted he became. When the water around him was filled with glimmering scales, he at last felt at home among the other fish. And finally, the rainbow fish had only one shining scale left. His most prized possession had been given away, yet he was very happy. "Come on, rainbow fish," they called. "Come and play with us." "Here I come," said the rainbow fish. Happy as a splash, he swam off.
"Here I come," said the rainbow fish, and as happy as a splash, he swam off to join his friends. So boys and girls, I asked you at the beginning of the story to think about a win-win scenario for what was going on in this book. Okay, when we think about win-win, we're thinking about things that we want, and we're trying to balance that with consideration for other people and helping other people be happy. Something that I really wanted to point out in this book are the words of the octopus. He said, if you give your shining scales, you'll no longer be the most beautiful fish, but you will find the way to be happy. That right there is the essence of what we're talking about in win-win. We're thinking of ways where we can be happy and others can be happy. Even if we have a disagreement, we come up with a better way so everybody can win. I want you to think, a nice analogy would be like a sports game, right? If you're somebody on your sports team that is just phenomenal, basketball, you're great at it. If you're the ball hog and all you do is score and you're the person that holds on to the ball and you get all the attention, you may be happy for that time, but overall it's going to affect your team, it's going to affect the morale. Okay, when in a win-win scenario, if you use some of your skills and taught your team members to play more like a team, different things that you might be able to do, what would happen is not only are they going to be happier and they get more involved and you learn how to play like a team, but your team's going to be more successful, and in turn you're going to be happy. And again, that's the essence of win-win. Another way to think about it, say with your brother or sister, how many times have you had one toy that both of you wanted to play with? And what happens? One says, I want to play with it, and you really want to play with it. And what happens? If you end up winning, you tell mom or dad, and they say, let your sister play with it. You get to play with it, but the whole time your sister's upset and crying and trying to grab it or knock it over, and you can't even enjoy it. When you could really just think of a win-win scenario. Maybe you can play with it for a couple minutes, and then they can play with it for a couple minutes. Or you have a toy that you're not using, and you can share. Once that works, you guys can play together, and it's actually more fun. Okay? Coming up in this month, we're also doing something very special called My Furry Valentine. Okay? And in this project, like we have done in the past, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be working with an animal shelter, which is going to be Southampton Animal Shelter, and they have a bunch of animals that are waiting to be adopted as a pet. Okay? But they don't have all the nice things that pets with homes have. So what we're going to do is we're going to donate anything that we have at home, whether it's toys, blankets, peanut butter, and it's going to go to a cause to help animals that have not yet been adopted. It's a great feeling when you're able to give and support others, and in this case, you're going to feel good about helping a little puppy. And believe me, an old toy, even if it's used, goes a long way for a new puppy. Boys and girls, this is win-win. I hope you're looking for this in your own lives. Have a great day.
Animal shelter. We walk dogs and play with them. We also play with the cats to help socialize them, to make them more adoptable. We give them love while they wait for their forever homes. I also volunteer at many fundraising events where we sell items like hats and sweatshirts from our shelter. The money we raise goes towards the care of our many shelter pets. My family also fosters dogs and puppies. That means we take them into our home to care for them until they get adopted. This is Tansy. She is an 8-year-old puppy mill rescue. Puppy mills keep dogs in small cages just to keep them making puppies for them to sell. We are trying to shut them down, so please adopt, don't shop. So cute. There are other animals at the Southampton Animal Shelter.
It's like I'm waking up to only half a blue sky, kinda there but not quite. I'm walking around with just one shoe. I'm half a heart without you. This time I'm